Good evening, Tallahassee. This is student meteorologist Chris Malave with your Thursday night edition of FSU Weather. Taking a live look at Doak right now. Seeing some pretty nice sunny skies, a few clouds. We're sitting at 80 degrees right now, so a pretty nice day outside, and we're seeing those similar conditions to go all around the Big Bend. Our temperatures are starting to match that fall foliage. 81 here in Quincy, 79 as well in Perry, and 77 in Live Oak. On our radar, not a whole lot of action right now. No rain to be worried about, just a beautiful sunny day outside. If you're heading out tonight, though, notice that big cool down, 47 degrees, so you're definitely going to want to bundle up a little bit tonight if you're going to be staying out a little bit late. But for tonight's headlines, we're going to be talking about the fall-like temperatures. We have another dry cold front on the way, and of course, it's Thursday. We're going to be talking about Thursday sports. All this and more on FSU Weather.
Friday Eve, we've almost made it to the weekend. I'm student meteorologist Ryan Seagan.
And I'm student meteorologist Chris Malave.
Do you have any good weekend plans, Chris? We're so close.
Well, you know, I'm kind of struggling to figure out what I want to do this weekend. I mean, it's a bye week for FSU, so I really don't know what to do. You know, I'm used to going to football games on Saturdays. Now I just have to watch a bunch of other teams play.
Yeah, but, you know, hang out, watch football, and enjoy some cooler weather. We're getting in that fall time of year. A lot of people are starting to get those pumpkin spice lattes, at least more so. They're starting to make an appearance. I feel like it's a common thing on our show. It's just when we talk about fall, we talk about what Starbucks has to offer.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, honestly, for me, it's been a little bit of a break since I've had one. But, you know, since Halloween is just a couple days away now, I think I definitely got to purchase another one.
And I think their Christmas menu is coming up soon. I think I saw that the other day. So we've got fall-like temperatures actually making it to Tallahassee. Let's take a look outside right now. Over in downtown, 78 degrees. We got a few clouds mixed in there, but again, sitting in the 70s. So, you know, at least we're starting to cool off a little bit quicker. We've got a nice little breeze at about 5 miles per hour. And taking a look all around the area, a lot of us sitting on either side of 80 degrees. So 81 in Quincy right now. Taking a look down in downtown, 78 degrees. Out onto southern Georgia, 75 in Valdosta, 77 in Thomasville. And along the coast, we're staying right around 80 degrees. But taking a look at the radar, we're also nice and clear. So we've got those cooler weather setting in, and we've also got some nicer conditions. So take a look at our 12-hour forecast. Notice right now it's sitting near 80, but as we enter the next couple of hours, we're going to get down into the upper 50s, into the 40s by the time you get up and out the door tomorrow morning. So keep in mind, as you head out the door tomorrow morning with that coffee, you're going to want something, jacket to keep you warm as well. We've got clouds clearing out of the way by about lunchtime tomorrow. And on the back side of that, we've just got a clear day ahead. A few more clouds to work in for your Saturday morning as well. 47 degrees to start the day off. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy. Well, that's some nice calm winds coming in overnight tonight. A lot of us getting into the 50s and 40s tonight. Valdosta getting down to 46. Along the coastline, we stay just a little bit warmer into the mid to upper 50s. So again, you don't want that jacket to start off the day tomorrow, and kind of keep it on hand until about lunchtime, and then we can start to kind of shed those layers as we get into the 70s and 80s by about 6 o'clock tomorrow. But we finally made it to that fall time of weather where our highs get into the mid-80s. We don't have to worry about our heat being super crazy, and our rain chances stay moderately low into the weekend. Notice by Monday, another cold front starts to work its way in. It's also going to cool us down a little bit more, but it's also going to provide some showers and storms that we really need by Monday and Tuesday. And then we hover those rain chances about 10, 20, 30% into the midweek next week. So again, notice our temperatures. We get around 80s by into the weekend. That cold front comes through, and then our high temperatures dive off. Notice by next Thursday, we're going to be into the upper 60s, low 70s in some spots. So our temperatures in the overnight hours are going to be into the 40s and 50s around town. Chris, I think the rest of Florida could also use some of this cooler weather. Taking a look across the state, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like in Orlando, 77, definitely a bit cooler than some of our other cities around the state. 81 here in Panama City Beach. Back in my hometown of Tampa, Florida, 85 and 82 in Fort Lauderdale. Looking around the state of Florida, you got two different stories going on. The further south you go, sitting in those mid-80s, and even a little bit of rain over there in West Palm, but sitting still in the 80s, but the further up you go in the state of Florida, sitting in those 70s for the most part. But now as we zoom in on our live radar, we do have a little pop-up shower that's moving onshore towards West Palm Beach. So if you're driving on I-95 home from work today, might cause some delays, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be too bad. You still might be dealing with that I-95 traffic. Central Florida is staying clear, but now for the next couple of days, we will see some clouds race across the northern part of the state, and that's kind of the same thing really going into Saturday, and most of the state staying clear for the most part, but keep an eye out for a brief shower over here just west of Panama City, closer to Pensacola, and even down Miami, could be seeing a brief shower or two in the tip of the state of Florida. But for tonight, going to be sitting much cooler in the northern part of the state, 59 Pensacola. Check this out, 49 in Tallahassee. That's what we like to see during October. And hey, not too bad over in Gainesville, even though, it's the Gators. And over in Jacksonville, 52. Still getting in on some of that nice fall weather. Fortunately, if you're in Key West, though, out of luck, 78 degrees, so still going to be a little bit toastier there. Tomorrow looks a lot like today, where the morning will start cooler, but we're going to quickly warm up into the 80s. But we're going to hop around a couple cities. Miami, Florida, going to be sitting in those 80s. Watch out for those rain chances on Monday. And in Orlando as well, going to be mostly sunny, but again, Monday, you might want to have the umbrella in hand. But now we're going to go to Ryan, who's going to kind of give us a better idea of what's going on around the southeast.
Yeah, Chris, thanks for that. So I mentioned that cold front that's actually going to be working its way into Tallahassee, and it's going to impact a lot of the southeast over the next couple of days' time. So we're going to talk about areas like Nashville, Birmingham, out towards New Orleans as well. So take a look at temperatures around the map. We're mostly warm, 80 degrees in New Orleans, Shreveport in the 80s, Jackson in the 80s. And if you're not in the 80s, you're likely in the 70s, except for Nashville. All of us are sitting in the 70s right now. But our radar shows off in the distance, so near Oklahoma, near the Oklahoma Panhandle, there's some showers and storms. That's going to be part of a cold front that's going to work its way in, and it's going to help relieve a lot of our drought, hopefully. Hopefully it at least brings meaningful amounts of rainfall. So here's Futurecast. There's those showers and storms. There goes the front by about Friday afternoon, and then there comes sweeping across Texas. The low will be somewhere near Oklahoma, Kansas, and will be working its way into Mississippi, Arkansas, hopefully into Tennessee over the next couple of days' time. And as we fast forward ahead into Sunday afternoon, again, pushing its way further to the east. So it's going to be from Nashville, Kentucky, all the way down through Alabama, down to the Gulf Coast. Hopefully by about Sunday afternoon, we get some meaningful rainfall starting to push its way further east. Notice by the end of the day, Monday, a lot of us hopefully seeing some meaningful rainfall, over 4.5 inches possible in Alexandria, Louisiana. Some of us further to the east, maybe not as much in terms of rainfall, but I would say from Oklahoma through Arkansas, off towards Mississippi and Alabama, we could be looking at some decent rainfall amounts over the next couple of days' time, at least through the weekend. Overnight tonight, we get cool, 41 degrees in Nashville, Montgomery as well, getting into the 40s, 50s on the map for La Roque, Shreveport, out towards New Orleans, we stay in the 60s. Over in Tallahassee, we mentioned we're getting down into the 40s overnight tonight, but the rest of Florida is staying pretty cool over the next overnight tonight. And then we warm up again quickly tomorrow, 88 degrees in Tampa. Off towards New Orleans, we get the 85, Shreveport 85, Nashville again to 68. Here's a look at the next couple of days in Charlotte. Notice by the time that cold front gets to the 54 degrees is the high on Monday. So definitely going to be a cooler day, but not too bad leading up to it. Seasonable in the 60s. New Orleans, similar setup. We're not going to cool down all that much though, just because pretty close to the Gulf. It's going to be kind of just hanging in the upper 70s and the 80s after that cold front moves through. Off towards Nashville, though, when you mentioned overnight tonight, we're going to get into 30s and 40s, and then the cold front is going to move through, linger some rain around, and we only top out into the low 60s by Sunday into Monday. So definitely going to be a cool stretch for us across the southeast as we finally start to break our way into fall. Chris, I'm pretty excited for it, but we've also got a little bit to talk about in way of sports. It's fall. We've got some fall sports going on, don't we?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ooh, actually, we were looking at the current radar, but just a moment, we're going to go back to our Thursday sports because you already know it's Thursday. We got a lot of exciting events to go around, but looking around the country, still some rain, but hopefully it won't cause too much problems in the way of our sportscast. But let's see what's going on this week. Let's see. There we go. All right. We're so back, and We'll see who wins. Thursday night football, the Vikings versus the Chargers. Going to be 68 degrees. Still sunny at 8 o'clock, though, which is pretty nice to see. But we'll be reaching 62 by the end of the game. The game now for the Nuggets versus the Warriors. I don't think I'm being the bandwagon allegations, but I am a Warriors fan, so hopefully they can win tonight. Going to be 61 degrees and still staying pretty mild throughout the rest of the game. And on Friday night is the first game of the World Series, as of course between the LA Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Notice it is going to be a bit chilly, but that's because it is in Toronto. So if you're visiting from out of town, you're definitely going to want to bundle up for this game. It's going to be 44 by the end of the game. Now in the world of college football, a big SEC battleground, Ole Miss versus Oklahoma. Going to be mostly, unfortunately, rainy for that game, so you can possibly expect a delay, or you're definitely going to bring that poncho. Going to be staying in those low 60s for the most part. Another ranked matchup this weekend, Missouri versus Vanderbilt, should be in those 70s throughout the game, so a pretty nice night in Nashville, and definitely will be an exciting game to watch, even though FSU is not playing this weekend. Now, here's another big top 25 matchup. Texas A&M trying to defend their undefeated record. Going to be an evening game, and we're going to be sticking throughout the 70s to the 11 o'clock hour. They're going to be playing LSU in Baton Rouge, so that'll definitely be an exciting one to watch. Now, over in the state of Michigan, a huge rivalry game on this Thursday night. It's going to be in the 40s, though, so definitely want to bundle up, whether you're a Michigan or a Michigan State fan. This is definitely going to be another exciting one to watch. I know rivalry games are always fun to watch and honestly kind of hard to predict. But now we're going to move on to lifestyle with Ryan. So say if you're like me, you don't have an FSU game, what else could we be doing around the area?
Yeah, I think we've got a couple options off the cameras right here. We've got St. George Island, looks absolutely gorgeous right now. Also out towards Lake Bradford. And the final option is out towards Panama City Beach. Or maybe you've got an IM game. Either way, tonight it's going to be a nice, cool night to go do that. Be out and about, head out to Tom Brown Park to play some pickleball. Notice it gets cool pretty quickly. We start off near 80, and by the end of the night tonight, we're going to be out into the 50s. Some of us getting down into the 40s, especially as we get later into the overnight tonight. It's 56 degrees by about 11 o'clock, and then those clouds linger as we cool down into the 50s. Getting out the door to walk your dog tomorrow morning, you're going to want that jacket. That's going to be pretty cool, that number in the 40s. 48 degrees to start off your morning, getting into the 50s pretty quickly. So we warm up quickly, but just keep in mind that it's going to be a little bit cooler. So if you're out to Tallahassee Greek Food Festival, you know, I've never been, but I love Greek food, so I think I got to make it out this year. 81 degrees, it's going to be sunny and warm. If you've got baklava, if you've got Euros, whatever you've got, it's going to be an amazing weekend to be out and about. Good pool day tomorrow. Just don't get in the pool super early, right? You don't want to be when it's in the 40s. But once we get into the 70s and 80s, you're going to be quite all right. Hopefully that pool water is warm enough for you, though. Hopefully we've got at least somewhat of a heater or something going. And then as we get into the weekend, Saturday is going to be your beach day. As we get towards Sunday, we're going to work in that cold front, have those showers and storms working. Also keep in mind that on Sunday we have that high rip current risk as well. So just keep that in mind. Now, the trunk or treat this weekend over at Four Oaks, I believe it's this weekend. Let's see, October 26th. All right, 87 degrees for the start of the festival. And as it goes on, we linger into the 80s, get down into the 70s. So if you're flying out of Tallahassee tonight, not a lot to worry about. We got no delays on hand. Across the rest of the country, a lot of us looking quite all right, except for us flying into Denver, so just, of course, check in with the airline, make sure everything's going all right with that. But as we take a look ahead towards the weekend, we cool down quickly. Take a look at those overnight lows. 47 degrees to start off your Friday, 50s for your Saturday. We start to get a little bit warmer before that cold front comes in on Monday, and on the backside of that cold front, our highs start to come down finally. We finally start to make it look like it's fall around here. I'm excited for that, Chris. How about you? Take a look at that 7-day real quick. It's 50s, 40s. I'm excited for that. How about you?
Oh, I'm very excited. I mean, this weekend, some of my friends and I were talking about going to a haunted house. Last weekend, I was in Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights. It's awesome. By the way, if you're going to Halloween Horror Nights, let us know in the comments which one is the best house, but in my opinion, It's got to be Jason. for
I've
sure.
lived in Orlando since I was 6, so that would be 16 years. I've never been to Halloween Horror Nights. I've only
What?
been to Universal twice in my 16 years of living in Orlando. So,
All right. Well, we got to change that because this year was my first year and I absolutely loved it. I can't recommend it enough. I mean, the lineup was just absolutely stacked this year. You had FNAF, you had Terrifier, so many cool houses. this year.
I get scared of that stuff though. I heard some folks talk about It earlier because I guess they played it last night. I don't like scary movies, scary shows, any of that.
But make sure to follow us on X at FSU Weather.
Like us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
All right, we're also live every night at 6 o'clock on YouTube at FSU Weather.
Before you go, though, don't forget to follow us on TikTok at FSU Weather. Here's one last look at your 7-day forecast.